Morning, everyone. For those of you who want to participate in the Micah Yo Show, please head on over to the Strategy Talk room so that we can hang out there and we can respect the active traders who don't want the feed cluttered, so that we can respect their trading. How is everyone? What's up, MRH? Okay, guys. Holy moly, a lot of you in here. MRH, Miko, Brown Bear, Stock Slippers, Wraith, Shakamia, Unfrock, Mike Zo, VS Bates, Maya. What's up, guys? Pete, J-Spec. Glad everyone can make it. We have a full house today. Looks like over 70 people. Again, for the show, and I appreciate all of you being here. Moving Clocks, what's up, man? I liked your post on Twitter last night. I think that's a great setup. Nice and simple. Nice wooden desk. That's all you need. Don't listen to the fucking retards on Twitter. Excuse my French. Someone said not so kind. Someone made a not so kind comment on one of the members' trading desks. The beauty of the internet, where you can hide behind a screen and say whatever you want with no repercussions for your actions, but catch them in person, they're crickets. It's just crickets. What's up, Defy, MRH, Trader Boy, TS, mental capital is the real capital. So today, guys, I want to talk about mental capital, okay? Now, admittedly, this is something that I've struggled with in the past. C-Nano423, what's up? One thing that I want to note when I come on and do the Micah Yo Show is I'm not a professional, okay? I'm not a millionaire trader. I'm not a guy that slings huge size. But regardless, I feel like it's important to articulate some of the struggles that I've gone through in trading. Okay, I've talked about personality traits being a big one. I'm aggressive by nature. I'm also stubborn by nature. Okay, when I came into the market, these things hurt me. Okay, I took the same approach that I took in maybe boxing ring or the weightlifting room or whatever, and I took it into the market and I got steamrolled. Okay, so after identifying these problems, I started to notice, hey, every single time there's a common denominator here. I'm being too aggressive and or I'm being too stubborn on almost every single mistake, right? I was very stubborn not to cut losses. It bit me in the ass. And that's why I'm very vocal about these things, okay? So there's a lot of things that we have to identify when we try and come to the market and participate. And identifying your personality traits, what you're good at, what you lack with, is very important. And the market will show you very quickly what you have to work on or what you are just inherently good at. Okay? For some people, it's going to be, tape reading is just going to really resonate with you from the start, from the get-go. Okay? Don't fight that. Build on it. That's something that resonates with your brain. You should build on it, right? For people like me, I really love Fibonacci. As soon as I started using it, I knew it was for me. I loved everything about it. I still do. I learn more about it every day, okay? For some people, it's the filings, fundamentals. Some people just absolutely love going to BAMSEC and just reading filings, and that's what they're good at. Don't fight it. Don't fight it. Whatever resonates and speaks to you as a trader, continue on that journey, embrace it, and be the best that you can be, okay? Just keep on polishing your craft. Now, earlier today in the room, I saw someone mention mental capital, and I want to build on that. I want to talk about mental capital and why I believe it's so important. It's a very rare topic. You don't see a lot of people talking about it, but I think that it's very important to talk about and to distinguish between different levels of capacity when we're trading, right? So, of course, the best way for me to speak about something is just to give my own experience, okay? I can't speak for anyone else, but I can speak about my own journey. I'm a guy that when I do anything, I always just want to kill it. I just want to kill everything, okay? I just want to kill it. Whether, you know, like I've boxed, I've been lifting weights for many, many, many years. Everything that I do, I just, you know, from racing cars to everything that I do, I just want to kill shit, okay? It's just my personality. It's my mentality. That's something that has to be corrected when I'm in the market, okay? Now, when I'm outside of the market, that's still my personality. But that cowboy bullshit will really get you in a whole lot of trouble if you are not disciplined, right? So there's been many times over the course of my journey as a trader that I've been trying to swing for the fences. Okay, I'm trying to hit the home run of home runs. I want to be the biggest and baddest. These are pretty embarrassing things to say out loud to you guys, but I have to be honest. You guys may be rolling your eyes like, what are you talking about? You want to, well, I'm just being honest with you. That's my personality. I want to blow everything up, you know, for lack of a better term. I want to be great, and I don't really use the brake pedal a whole lot, okay? I'm just stomping on the gas. That's just my personality trait, right? And that's okay. I mean, a lot of people have different traits as to who they are as an individual. So I can only speak for myself. This is something that I struggle with. Two things that I really struggle with in my life. Okay, I'm just being very open here. I'm aggressive by nature. I'm aggressive in most of the things that I do. I love competing. Not aggressive as in mean. I'm a very, you know, chill dude. But when I do something, I like to win. That's just that's my mentality. When I do something, I don't want to do it unless I feel like I can have an edge, and then I love the edge. I want to build the edge, and that's just my personality. I like to compete. I like it. And the other thing that I deal with, and I've dealt with my whole life, is being stubborn. Okay, whether it's from not cutting losses, or not taking profits, or doing something freaking boneheaded I know I'm not supposed to be doing. I know, statistically speaking, that it does not work over the long term. So this is what's really important, right? You guys know that I'm a data-driven trader. I'm a systematic trader, and I have metrics for almost everything, okay? Now here's what's funny about that. I have metrics for for everything that I can think of that I feel is important, right? But if those metrics aren't followed, does it matter? No, it doesn't matter. So I know that certain plays have a certain percentage win rate. This is the risk. This is the reward. These are all these different factors in the system. I know that these plays pay very well, but we don't see them often. I know that these plays don't pay as well, but we see them all the time. So these are, you know, these are the singles that keep adding up. I have metrics for everything, okay? I have literally over 1,500 examples per setup. Okay, my Excel sheets are very, they're very large. But what good is all of this data that I've spent years tracking if our own stubbornness comes into play and does not allow us to have the discipline to capitalize on said game plan, right? So that's something that I had to and have to correct all the time. Okay, there are all different types of things that you may have to correct in the market. Okay, a lot of people have FOMO, fear of missing out. That's not something that I ever really struggled with on a large level. Of course, I've had FOMO trades. I'm not saying that I haven't, but that's not like the fear of missing out / gambling mentality has never really been something that I dealt with. I had a problem with. Okay, so me, those are not things that I struggle with. Okay, things that I struggle with are overcapitalization, which we go back to the aggressiveness. And like I said, when I say aggressive, I'm not saying mean. I just 0 to 60 right there. I just want to go, very aggressive like that. I don't ease my way into anything. Okay, and it has to be corrected. Okay, outside of the market, you can get away with it a lot longer than you can inside of the market. JSpec says 40,000 shares scaling in. So this is a true story. I used to be the guy that would size up 50K, 60K, 70K shares. Okay? Now, you may think that there was really great money to be made, but it's actually the opposite. And this is why I want to talk about the mental capital aspect. Okay? So, right now in my own trading, I am not sizing anywhere near what I have sized in the past. And it's very interesting to note that despite the differences in my size, the performance is actually in my favor. Okay? The performance at the end of the day, at the end of the week, at the end of the month is actually more in my favor now than it was when I was sizing very large. Why is that? So I feel like it's important to understand that when you're playing with very large size, what is very large size? Well, it's really relative. But I think for most of us, we're talking about 20K, 25K shares and higher when you put on a position. Maybe for some of you, that's really not very large size. But for me, I feel like 25K shares as a starter, you know, you're slinging some size, okay? That you can add up to whatever you add up to or whatever. But you got to have a bankroll to trade like that, and so that's the example that I'm going to use. Okay. So there was a point in time where all of my trades were 20, 30, 40, 50 thousand shares. Now, mind you, that didn't last long. Okay. That lasted for a couple months until I literally just, you know, it's like a car with too much horsepower that you can't even put down. You're just spinning your wheels. You're not really getting anywhere. You're running into more problems than you are making accomplishments, right? So say, for example, we take any one of these stocks. We can talk about any one of them. But AXSM, for example, when you are looking to capitalize on an idea and you have a reasonable amount of size in respect to your trading account and your risk management, you're not worried about blowing up with every tick of the stock, okay? You're not worried about some rogue wave. You're not worried about a huge parabolic spike or a massive rug pull that you can get, you know, stuck in a halt on. All these thoughts may be there in the back of your mind, but they're in the back of your mind. Okay, so when you put any sort of risk on in a trade, you're always going to have these what ifs, right? The quote unquote what ifs. What if it rips here? What if it tanks? Okay, that's just normal. That's a self-defense mechanism through evolutionary process by the human brain. It's very important to understand that we have the what if and some level of anxiety, if you will, to keep us safe. Okay, trading is no different. We're human beings. This is just another form of something that we're participating in that we need to limit risk so that we cap the pain, and that's normal. But when you have massive size, a few things happen, okay? A few things happen. The first thing, in my opinion, right, I can only speak for myself, I'm starting to think of scenarios that I really wouldn't be thinking of had I not had 50,000 shares on this trade or 100,000 shares on this trade. I'm starting to think, instead of, okay, this is where I'm entering and this is my target and this is my stop, I'm starting to think, okay, if this doesn't work, I'm going to be down X, Y, Z. I'm going to be down huge. It's strange. When I start to put on massive size, I stop thinking, man, if this trade works, I'm going to be up $500, $600, $800, $1,000, whatever it may be, right? Instead, I'm thinking, okay, I'm going to blow up if this trade doesn't work. You're not thinking about your trade plan as with any sort of clarity. Why? Why is that? Because you have so much risk on the trade that your game plan just went out the window. You realize that you've jumped out of the airplane without a parachute, and everything that you read about skydiving has all of a sudden gone out the window, and you can't keep your cool because you know that you're in big trouble. Okay? You're in very big trouble. Now, am I saying that sizing up huge is a bad idea? No, absolutely not. Okay, what this conversation is about is really just sizing too large for your own risk and mental tolerance, right? So there's going to be traders that listen to this that are using 25, 50, or more 1,000 shares, okay? But mind you, these guys are very used to this size. This is how they do business. This is something that they have basically grown into over the course of their career. It didn't happen overnight. So these are the heavy hitters. They're very experienced. This conversation doesn't apply to them because that's the level of business that they're doing. What I want to speak about is sizing too large, too quickly, and how it can affect us mentally. So bringing it back to speaking about how I would regularly have 50,000 shares on a trade. You would think that with that amount of allocation that I could truly capitalize in some great ways when it comes to profitability. Now, of course, I had some big winners. Guess what? I had some even bigger losers. Okay, I was spinning my wheels. I might be up 10,000, 15,000, 20,000 on a trade. Guess what? I might make, whatever I was making, and I might have gone on for a little while with that success, and then boom, rogue wave wiped me out. Wiped all those gains out. Okay, I'm just being very honest with you guys. This is the best policy, is just to identify the problem. Now, I started to get absolutely very frustrated, right? Because not only are you dealing with the rogue wave mentality, you're dealing with the what ifs, the extreme paranoia, if you will, but you're also dealing with the cost to do business on the short side when you allocate that amount of resources towards your game plan. Okay, so you're not only dealing with commissions, that's the easy part. You're dealing with the borrows. That's really going to add up big time. I mean, the cost to do business, the cost basis for shorting is much higher than longing. Okay, you guys all understand this. There are fees associated with borrowing hard to borrow stocks. Those fees are multiplied when your size is multiplied, okay? So you really have to have a sound approach, and you have to make sure that your game plan is solid for many reasons. It's not just 1 + 1. It's not just I need to make money on this trade so that I'm green on the day. You need to factor in all of your expenses and the cost to do business as a short seller. Okay, I'm just speaking about short selling for the moment. So that being said, I needed to take a very hard look at what was going wrong. And here's the interesting thing that I've found in my own trading is that a lot of these trades were actually doing exactly what I wanted them to do. They were doing exactly what the system called for these plays to do. Believe it or not, a lot of them were great trades, but I did not manage them greatly. Okay, I'm going to say that again. A lot of these trades were really great trades. They were winning trades. They were supposed to be winning trades. But I, myself, was not able to manage those trades properly because my judgment was extremely clouded with massive size. All of a sudden, in a blink of an eye, you're down 5, 6, 7, 8K. Okay, you see that number on your P&L, and you immediately want that to stop. Okay, like we talked about, human beings through the course of evolution have developed many self-defense mechanisms to stop us from pain. Okay, trading is no different. So I would see myself in what otherwise, if I had 500 shares, I would think, yeah, walk in the park, no problem. All of a sudden, I have 50,000 shares, and I'm down 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10K in the blink of an eye, and okay, where's my game plan? Did you literally just lose $10,000 in a matter of less than a minute? It smacks you in the face. See, this is the difference between paper trading and trading live. For those of you who are new to the market and still paper trading, okay? I can look at any amount of money on a paper trade and feel like that's no big deal, walk in the park. Okay, but when you start trading live, these things become very real, and you must have, this is why I always talk about a systematic approach. Okay, this is live trading, that's why it's different. This is not demo trading. Okay, so your mistakes, you're gonna own those mistakes. They don't go away at the end of the trading day or whatever have you when you're on a demo account, okay? Demo trading is really just about practicing your executions, getting familiar with the platform, and learning the process of putting your ideas into motion. Practice, 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 okay? That's something that is important for people. But demo trading and live trading are two very different things, psychologically speaking, okay? Simulators are really just that. I mean, they're a simulation, okay? And inside of a simulation, such as, you know, there are simulations for pilots in aviation, okay? They're very realistic, but if you make a mistake and the plane crashes, you don't die in the simulation, right? When a pilot goes through their training. Okay, in real life, you're dead. Okay, that's just one example. The market is no different. Okay, so when it comes to mental capital, trading on a demo and you know, in the simulation is not going to really give you a good gauge of your strengths and weaknesses as a trader. You need to be live, you need to be in the moment, and you need to, once you go live, you start to learn who you are and what you struggle with as a trader. That's my belief, okay? And everyone's going to be different. Like I said, I deal with being too aggressive, too quickly, and then too stubborn, okay? Those are things that I've, for the most part, corrected, but I'd be lying if I said that I never dealt with it. Sometimes I see an A+ setup. There I am in the locate window trying to locate really large size, and I have to tell myself, listen, slow it the F down, okay? I have sizing guidelines that I follow now to help me avoid that personality trait that I keep dealing with, right? I have sizing guidelines, okay? I have max risk per ticker. I have max amount of consecutive losses per ticker. I have all these safeguards to cap my risk on a stock. And there's always going to be risk. Don't let anyone fool you. There's always going to be a level of risk when you're trading, okay? There's no such thing as a 100% winning system. It does not exist. If it does, we wouldn't know about it because no one will share it. No, but really, it does not exist. I truly don't believe that it exists. There's things that are very amazing and beautiful. You know, there's systems that produce very large amounts of money. There's very accurate systems. There's very unique systems. I always love when I see a new, unique system. That's something that, man, it just puts a smile on my face. But I don't believe anything is without some form of risk. Okay? So I wanted to talk to you guys today about mental capital. And I want to drill in one topic. One key point, rather. Sorry. I want to drill in one key point, is that on my journey as a trader, sizing in very large 50K, 70K size positions, you would think that I was just absolutely banking, but I wasn't. I wasn't. Yes, I made a lot of money on the winning trades, but I lost a lot of money on the losing trades and even more money on the losers. Okay? Why is that? Did my systematic proven approach somehow just become nullified and, you know, no longer works as a approach to trading anymore? No. My own emotions got in the way of discipline and rule following and better judgment, and I was not able to capitalize on that. Now, what happened when I sized down? Okay, like I said, I'm not using anywhere near the size that I was before. But from a performance standpoint, I'm actually doing better. Okay? It's funny how that works. How you can have 20, 10, 15, 20 times the size, and you automatically assume that you're going to make more money. That's not always the case. It's not always the case. Okay, batting singles with a couple thousand shares or whatever have you for your account size, a couple hundred shares over and over and over and over, where you can follow your approach with extreme discipline will get you much further than sizing the hell in on every single trade. I can almost guarantee that, I can guarantee that at one point you're going to make a mistake or the stock is going to do something that you did not anticipate. And here's what happens when you're in with your whole account or very massive size. You take a large hit, okay? Now, let's talk about the large hit. When you're in massive size, and I'm not even talking about 50K shares. Let's say massive size is 10K shares for you. Let's say massive size is 5K shares for you. Here's what's going to happen when you are in too big. Okay, we're going to talk about the mental capital and the psychology behind what is happening here, in my non-professional opinion. here's what's going to happen. You're going to look at your P&L, and you're not going to want to accept the fact that you have just lost X amount of money, X percentage of your account so quickly. What's going to happen? You're going to get very stubborn. Now, a lot of people don't really admit that they have a problem with being stubborn, but I can assure you, if you've ever been in a bad trade with too much size, especially in a trade that you shouldn't be in, when that thing starts going against you and you see that you're taking a loss larger than what you are comfortable with, and I say comfortable because it's a funny word, comfortable, because are we comfortable with losing any money? You know, that's relative. But you're going to be very stubborn. Okay, so not only did the large size stop me from following my trading approach, but it also stopped me from following my risk, my rules for risk. All of a sudden, I was like, oh my God, holy shit, you know, I'm down whatever it may be in a few seconds or a minute or whatever. Okay, and the more experienced guys know what I'm talking about. All of a sudden, you're like, man, I know this is going to come down, or I know this is going to bounce. I'm not going to take this hit. Then what happens? It doesn't come down, or it doesn't bounce. What do you do at that point? You're like, okay, there's no way that I could take this 10K, 15K, 20K, 40K, 50K loss. I'm gonna average. I'm gonna average this trade. And then when it does come down, I'll look to be out for a smaller loss than I was, or hopefully break even, or maybe even by the grace of the market gods, somehow green. Is it starting to sound familiar? Do you know what that's called? That's called being stubborn. Okay? That's when the stubbornness comes in to the market. That's something that I've dealt with and I had to correct, and I still have to correct. Day in, day out, do not be stubborn. Follow your trade plan. On paper and in the data, my approach is consistently proven to perform well. But if I don't follow these things, it does not matter. It does not matter. Okay? So when it comes to trading and allocation of size on said trading vehicle, it's important to understand the components mentally, the components of your approach. You have to size incrementally, okay? And I can't sit here and tell you how to size. You all have your own different levels of risk tolerance. You all have different sizes of accounts. You all have different things that make you unique on your own journey. It is not my place to tell you how much size to use on your trades. But I feel like I would be doing everyone a disservice if I didn't talk about some of the things that I struggled with. That's the whole point of me being here inside of Mad as Money. Not to tell you how to trade. It's not to tell you how to make decisions. It's to tell you some of the things that I've done right and some of the things that I've done wrong in my own trading career, and hopefully that helps you in your own trading career. I can't tell anyone how to size, okay? Maybe you're a much greater trader than I am, and you could size in huge, and you can bank a ton of money. Or maybe this is something that you've been struggling with recently, and you needed to hear this podcast so that you could say, hey, you know what, I'm going to size down for a month or for a quarter, and to give an objective view at how I'm doing. Objective. What do I mean objective? I say this word all the time. It's one of my favorite words. Objective, non-biased. Objective, proven in the data, beyond a reasonable doubt. It's looking you in the face. The color blue is the color blue. It's not green. It's not red. It's not yellow. It's blue. Objectively speaking, there's no bias there. Oh, I think it's a little purple. No, it's blue. Okay? When you have a trading journal. It will show you objectively whether you are in the money or not in the money. If your approach is sustainable or if it's not sustainable. Right? So that's what I always recommend. Have a trading journal. Have a systematic approach. Systematic, for all you coding nerds, means if-then. As you guys know, green means go, red means stop. If equals then, being said systematic approach. To the data guys out there, please message me. I'll help any of you guys out. And that's what I wanted to speak about today. So let me see what I missed. You guys have been typing away here. Pete says class is in session. I hope that you guys are having a great day and enjoy this. Let's see. MRH, people get so angry on Twitter, LOL. Yeah, they do. Remster says, we've all done the same dumb things and probably worse. C Nano says, you're passionate. Thanks, C Nano. I think that's, passionate is maybe a euphemism. I think you're being kind when you say I'm passionate. I am passionate. But there's that fire, you know, it's just who I am. We all have to identify who we are. It's just who I am. I like it crazy. I like it rough. I like it chaotic. That's what I like. I like it. It speaks to me. Okay? When I was a teenager, I was going to all the heavy metal shows in my area, and I was in the pit, duking it out with total strangers. And then when I got a shiner, or when I got a bloody nose, I thought it was great. I'm just talking to you about my own personality. It's something that has to be identified and corrected inside of the market. Okay? I thought it was great. Okay? I was at all the heavy metal concerts, duking it out in the pit. The crazier, the better. And I would just laugh. That's what speaks to me. That's what I like. Okay? So you guys can understand that with that mentality, that can get you into a lot of trouble in trading, right? Right? It can get you in a lot of trouble. Okay? TS says, Rogue Wave, great analogy. Thanks, man. Maya says, if you're in too big, you'll be nervous. You won't think clearly. I gotta stop there. Just eat. Exactly. Your emotions will get the best of you rather than sticking to your rules / risk and letting the chart play out. Maya, absolutely. Okay, Maya is an experienced trader. We're very happy to see him here inside of Mad Ass Money and share his thoughts. And guys, if you see Maya say something, just take a mental note or write it down, because this guy is also a systematic trader. He's a great trader that I respect, and his words have value. Okay, when Maya says something, it's not in one ear, out the other. It's an opinion that I respect. So pay attention. Maya is a great trader, and we're very happy to have him here. And hit him up. He's a nice dude. He'll help you out. J-Spec says, I've been there. Remster talking about his trades. I hope you had a great day, Remster. C.H. Doyle said, well, that's wrong. The pilot should get a smack in the simulator. Yeah, obviously if they make, dire mistakes, or, obviously if they make, any kind of catastrophic mistake, there's dire consequences for that, I'm sure. But, yeah, what I'm trying to drill in here is that it's still a simulator. They get to walk away and they get to, go have lunch after. And if they're in an aircraft and you make that mistake, you're not going to go walk away and have lunch, So demo trading is the same thing. It's very good to get the feel for the platform and for executions and the practice, but it's only so good, I've never been big on demo trading. Big surprise, har. I went live right away. I stayed live. I continued to trade live through my mistakes. Very stubborn. Trying to overcapitalize again. You know, so I definitely recommend the demo trading to new traders to get their feel. To get the feel for what they're trying to accomplish first. So yes, we have to be patient and learn. It's not about getting rich overnight. It can't be. It's too dangerous. Absolutely. It's not about getting rich overnight, guys. Let me ask you all a question. Do you want your trading career to consist of a $10,000 win or $20,000 win? Is that why you got into trading? Are you looking to buy a freaking stupid car? I'm just asking you guys. Are you looking to trade for a watch? Just be honest. Are you through all of this, through all your hard work, are you only trading for one or two materialistic items? Or are you trading for a consistent income, working from home, where you can have the freedom to take care of your family, put a smile on their face, and a warm feeling in their heart, knowing that all the bills are paid, everything is taken care of, and guess what? I'm done with work. I can go walk to the beach. I can go ride my bike. I can take the kids to the park. I can whatever have you. Or if you're crazy like me, hey, I can go and do all these things that I really love to do, you know? Is that what you guys got into trading for? Be honest. Why are you trying to get rich overnight? Is your goal so small that you need to accomplish it right freaking now? Are you trading for a Rolex? Because if that's the case, that would make a lot of sense for why you are behaving the way that you're behaving. I'm not trading for a Rolex or for a Rolls Royce or anything else. I want it all. I want the whole thing. I want the 30, 40, 50-year career, sizing up throughout that time, learning new things every day, becoming better and better, more ways to make money, expanding my playbook, okay? And of course, taking care of the family, taking care of loved ones, traveling the world. I want the whole package. I'm not doing this for one or two little trinkets, okay? I don't work 8 to 10 hours a day for many years for a trinket, okay? If I wanted that, all I'd have to do is go and get a job somewhere, save all my paychecks until I could buy that stupid little trinket Rolex, and then I'm done. Oh, I've made it. And I'll walk around. Oh, I have a Rolex, so I've made it. I have a Rolex. Now I've made it. Oh, look at me. No. That's not making it to me. Maybe for some people, that's what they need. I don't care. I don't care about that. I could go buy a Rolex right now. I can go buy 10 Rolexes right now. I don't care. I want an empire. Okay? I want consistent growth. Quarter after quarter. Year after year. I want to size up. I want to learn new things. You know, believe it or not, guys, when you love to do something, it doesn't feel like work, right? I love to learn. Like I said on yesterday's show, I don't need to, no one has to force me and tell me to read a trading book. I love to do it. I love to do it. I love to read and learn more. I love it. Captain Ramen, I love this discussion. Some very good content here. Thank you, man. Frog says, no way, I want to be self-sufficient and help family. Amen. MR8 says, Geo Metro is my dream car. Stock slippers, financial freedom, don't care about material BS. Remster, I'd like to get to that area when I can win 10 to 20K a day like Rotani Ducks. Alex, AT09, but now I don't care about exotic cars. I want financial independence and job independence. J-Spec, I started trading so I don't have to answer to a boss anymore. Big Oxen, this is a great point. And make sure to use how much you will be trading with when you go live. So you don't use 200K demo when you would be trading 2,500 real. That's a great point, Oxen. Thanks for pointing that out. Remster, that helped me today, talking myself and not letting, and not getting stopped out. Had to watch price action carefully and watch risk carefully. Thanks, Micah Yo. You're welcome, Remster, and I'm really happy to see that you found value in some of the things that I say. Trading is my door to get rid of my boss fucking attitude. I think he went to say his boss's fucking attitude, right? Yeah, bosses suck. Working a 9 to 5 sucks. For the most part. Obviously, there's exceptions, right? Sometimes people have a great opportunity where, you know, you can work with people that you love to work with, and that's awesome. But, you know, the little cubicle 9 to 5, slapping papers on your desk. Hey, is this ready? Hey, did you get this out? Hey, I said this last Tuesday. Hey. Did you call this person? Did you follow up? You know, that's not fun. Wraith, through several unfortunate events, I'm 55 with not near enough retirement. I want this to be a source of income for the rest of my life. Something I can do from anywhere while traveling too. Wraith, my hat is off to you. Okay? You can do it. I'm telling you that you can do it. K-Trader, money is time. Remster, we need dreams. J-Spec, I want a 1,500 square foot house with a 20-car warehouse, not going to lie. That's fine. There's nothing wrong with that. Guys, there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with that at all. That's what everyone should aspire to have. That's why we're in this game. Okay, but here's the thing. You don't trade for that. You don't trade to get that 20-car garage. You have to trade for, like, purpose. You have to love what you're doing. You have to do it for real purpose. You know, the problem with trading for materialistic items such as the Rolex is maybe if you started trading in 2015, you really wanted a Rolex, and maybe halfway through 2015, as you have experienced a lot of adversity, maybe you're like, hey, man, this isn't worth a Rolex. This isn't worth a Rolex, man. This is too much. But say you're trading to create a self-sustainable life for yourself, be your own boss, take care of your family. Now, psychologically speaking, there's almost nothing that's too much to handle. You see what we did there? If you're trading for a Rolex, your amount of pain will be capped to what you see as fair value into the Rolex. Okay, and your adversity, you will stop the adversity, you will stop the frustration as you see fit when your mind determines fair value of what that Rolex is worth. You run into a situation psychologically where you may not want to deal with this anymore because the Rolex just isn't worth it. Hey, this is too hard. It's not worth it. But when you trade because you love it, or you trade because you want to take care of your family, or you trade because there's bills that need to be paid, there's people who depend on you, there's loved ones that you want to see smile, all of a sudden, there's really nothing that can become too great of a task for us to deal with, right? It becomes a situation where if you could deal with your boss and your 9 to 5, then you could deal with this. You know, because you're trying to get out of that.
$40 to $50.
Yeah, Mendoza, great point. Focus on the process, not the amount of money you're making in one trade. Bremster, throwing a question out there. If I'm already up 1,300 on one good trade, should I look to get in again? That's up to you, Remster. I can't tell you. Yeah, I see what you're Miko, I don't even see the point of having a Rolex anymore other than a status symbol when everyone has a phone in their pocket that tells the time. Yeah, so Miko is definitely following the minimalist mindset, and he doesn't need the materialistic things, and that's awesome. That's a great thing to identify. So, guys, I'm going to wrap this up now. I think we had a great session. I think we covered a lot of ground. If you guys have any questions for me, please ask them. And if not, then we'll just we'll end it here and we'll put it on YouTube to help others. TS says, thanks, Micah. Thank you for being here. Guys, we had a full house today. Lots of people here, and I thank you all for being here. Jacebeck, Remster, Mojo, thank you guys. Great job, Wraith. We're going to keep doing, this is the third Micah Yo Show this week, 3 days in a row, and we're going to keep churning them out as long as this helps you guys. So all I can do, like I always say, I'm not a professional, I'm not qualified to give investment advice. All I can do is speak about my journey and my opinions, and it looks like you guys really finding value in that, me being open and sharing more about my life and my journey. And I'll continue to do so if you guys find value in it and it helps you out. Umfrock says this was excellent. Thanks, Micah. Thank you. Thank you all for being here. I'm going to give it another minute. Ask your questions if you have any. Stock Slippers, thanks again. Top show again. Thank you. Thank you all. Okay, guys. Thank you all for being here. Signing out. I'll see you later. Follow your plan. Take care.